Every annual physical would start with the nurse checking my weight and then end with my doctor giving me a thumbs up. She would tell me that I'm in great health. Since all my physicals resulted in this way, I began expecting this each time. And after finishing up my most recent physical, I expected nothing different. Well, you can imagine my confusion after my doctor called me about a concerning cholesterol level. She explained that my readings were significantly high and that she wished to redo my blood work right away. I complied and awaited for her to tell me the good news since my physicals always concluded on a positive note. Instead, she calls to inform me that I have a disorder called Familial Hypercholesterolemia. Besides the obvious question, what is familial hypercholesterolemia, I found myself mainly asking, why me? I'm young and healthy, so why must this happen to someone like me? Many young Americans have this same misconception, that due to their age and health record, they won't need to concern themselves on the importance of cholesterol. If we truly wish to lower the rise of heart disease in America, we must start at the heart of the issue. We will do so by first becoming familiar with what familial hypercholesterolemia is. Second, learn how to manage it before finally examining how it affects people in America today. Before we dive in, it's important that we make a clear distinction. There are two forms of familial hypercholesterolemia, heterozygous and homozygous. For the purposes of this discussion, we will only be focusing on heterozygous FH, and therefore the term FH will only be referring to this specific type. Now let's get started. According to the FH Foundation, familial hypercholesterolemia, also known as FH, is a common life-threatening genetic disorder that causes high cholesterol. People with FH have an increased amount of low-density lipoprotein, LDL, or bad cholesterol, levels in their bloodstream. LDL is a lipoprotein that comes from some foods and the rest from your liver. LDL is referred to as bad cholesterol because, as the CDC warns, high levels of LDL cholesterol raise your risk for heart disease and stroke. So, what is causing this spike in bad cholesterol levels? Well, due to a gene mutation caused by FH, the bad cholesterol is unable to be flushed out of the body. This consequently leaves excessive amounts of bad cholesterol in the bloodstream, therefore causing your cholesterol level to be high. Accumulating bad cholesterol over time can lead to buildup in the artery walls. The dangers of this is nothing of a short list. And for people with untreated FH, the FH Foundation states that they have 20 times the risk factor of developing heart disease. So, what are the symptoms and is there a cure? Truthfully, there is no straight answer for either of those questions. Like the American Heart Association explains, there are some people who experience physical symptoms, but many do not. The few symptoms of FH include yellowish fatty deposits around the eyes or swelling in the Achilles tendons. It is important to understand that these are general symptoms of high cholesterol and that FH itself is more so discovered through testing. The better indication of possible FH is an LDL cholesterol reading of greater than 190, as per the FH Foundation. And though there is much information on FH, unfortunately there is no cure. However, there are ways to manage it. FH can be managed through strict dieting, constant exercise, and most importantly, through medication. A low-saturated diet is recommended by the FH Foundation as their studies shown that it lowers LDL cholesterol by approximately 10% in individuals with FH. And according to Peter Gill in the British Medical Journal, pairing healthy eating habits with exercise can further lower bad cholesterol by 14 to 20%. And though it is crucial, exercise and dieting alone are not enough to help control cholesterol. Thankfully, there are medications available for people with FH that can dramatically reduce bad cholesterol even further. Statin drug therapy is reported by Johns Hopkins Medicine to be the most common and most effective form of treatment for FH. Furthermore, Johns Hopkins Medicine states that statin drugs can lower your LDL cholesterol levels by 50% or more. By making the necessary lifestyle changes and incorporating medication regularly, the dangers of FH are reduced substantially. Still, the FH remains to be a constant heartache for many American people of all ages. According to the CDC, familial hypercholesterolemia is one of the most common genetic disorders and affects approximately 1 in every 250 people. Now, you may be asking yourself, if it's so common, why don't more people know about it, and how is it still such a problem? Well, what if I told you it was because majority of people with FH aren't made aware they have it? The American Heart Association estimates that 1.3 million people are living with FH, and 90% of them don't even know it. And of the 10% that do, Seth Martin reports that they do not find out until they are in their 30s or 40s. And most of the time, these individuals are already experiencing the complications FH brings. Also, recall that FH is hereditary. As per the CDC, an FH-confirmed parent has a 50% chance of passing the gene on to their child. Unfortunately, this means an undiagnosed parent could pass the gene on unknowingly. Not only this, but many people struggle with strict dieting and maintaining an active lifestyle. With that being said, a young and healthy individual would be more likely to disregard the importance of cholesterol. Constant misconceptions about cholesterol with regards to age and health have caused people to overlook the dangers of disorders such as FH. A young and healthy individual is not omitted from a discussion about heart disease just because of their fitness. The more we normalize conversations about cholesterol and heart disease, the more these misconceptions become a thing of the past. And as the FH Foundation said, familial hypercholesterolemia is the invisible disease. It does not discriminate against age or health. Take it from me, a young and healthy woman diagnosed with familial hypercholesterolemia. It is dangerous to let misconceptions clog your judgment.